Good morning and welcome. Here now, in the presence of candidates for academic recognition, members of the faculty and administration, trustees, alumni, honored guests, parents, and friends of the University of Vermont, the 210th University Commencement Ceremony is hereby convened. Let me begin by taking a moment to introduce our University Herald, Robert S. Tisbeer, Professor of Nutrition and Food Sciences. As representative of the faculty body, I am delighted to be here today on this very special occasion. The faculty of the University of Vermont take great pride in our students and their accomplishments. It has been a pleasure to have been a part of your education. Remember that commencements are really more about beginnings than endings. We know that you are off to a great start. Congratulations, graduates, from the faculty who have traveled with you while you worked to achieve the success we are celebrating today. We, your faculty, are proud of you. Here we are at this December graduation, smaller than its May counterpart, but no less celebratory. And here you are, fewer but no less successful, hopeful, and ready to take on and change the world. Maybe even a little bit more ready. I did some online research this week and discovered that December may in fact be an advantageous time to graduate. Whether you rushed to the finish line or took a little longer to complete the course, graduating in December gives you an off-season jump on the job market, a little extra time to hone that resume and line up your references. Those going on to graduate school will have a little more time now that undergraduate school is finished to navigate that process, which can certainly be stressful, in a more contemplative manner. And those of you who have no idea what you want to do, here are some suggestions. Explore within but also outside your major. You may be surprised to find that many successful people move a bit to the right or left of their original field of study. Apply for internships. I know many previous graduates of UVM who have moved on to careers they love from internships. If you are able, and particularly if you are unable to study abroad while you are here, consider travel now and solidify that foreign language you began studying or start a new one. And the best part? Any of these may be done at a more relaxed time of year when many of your peers are still pursuing their degrees. You are avoiding the spring rush. Of course, the bottom line is the when doesn't matter nearly as much as the fact that you are, in fact, graduating. You've done it. You've written the papers, turned in the labs, taken the finals, and you're here now. Or, as Dr. Seuss, and who better to say it, said, you have brains in your head, you have feet on your shoes, you can steer yourself in any direction you choose. You're on your own and you know what you know. You're the one who will decide where to go. Thank you, and again, congratulations.
Now I'd like to introduce Tom Sullivan, President of the University of Vermont.
Thank you. Good morning. Today, we celebrate our graduates, their families, and our university. But before today's ceremonies begin, I would like to take a moment to acknowledge and to remember those individuals and their families in Newtown, Connecticut, who suffered yesterday and today in that terrible tragedy. I ask that we all rise for a moment of silence in remembrance of those who lost their lives. In the words of President Obama yesterday, our hearts are broken.
once again, the University Marshal and President of the Faculty Senate, Professor of Linguistics, Julie L. Roberts.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing while Holly Beth Mugford, class of 2013, accompanied by the University Brass Quintet, leads us in singing the National Anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets roared clear, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Please be seating. The University of Vermont Police Services Honor Guard will now retire the colors. It is now my pleasure to introduce the Vice Chair of the University of Vermont Board of Trustees, Dr. Harry L. Chen.
Good morning. I guess I'll wait for the drum roll to stop. So, good morning. On behalf of the Board of Trustees of the University of Vermont, I'd like to extend a warm greetings and welcome to our graduates, their families, friends, and all the members of the UVM community joining us today. It's my distinct honor and pleasure to congratulate you on your achievements at the University of Vermont. Alas, the world is too small and the news too fresh not to make note of the extraordinary tragedy to our south. We are a nation in mourning and the loss of such innocent and precious lives. For some of you, it's painfully close to home, and collectively, our thoughts are with you and the families that have lost loved ones. For all of us, though, it's time to ask what we can do individually and collectively to prevent tragedies like this from ever happening again. So, getting back on track and to a happier place, December graduation is a less hectic, more intimate affair than the larger May ceremony, but certainly no less significant. Looking over this group, I suspect that some of you are early birds, and some of you are late bloomers, but most of you and all of you are just right. But the end result is the same. You made it. I hope you take time and enjoy your success during this busy time of year. I have great optimism for your future based on what I know about UVM and the caliber of our students. Your hard work and abilities have taken you this far, You've shown you could achieve at a high level, overcoming obstacles and setbacks that life throws us all the time. So as you go out and face your next adventure, remember the good habits and values you acquired in your 4 years or more at UVM. Stay active and healthy. The mind and body are wondrous things. You need to take care of both to reach your full potential. Get involved and give back to the community. Wherever you go, it's your community, and you will help define its identity. No longer required for your resume, it enriches your soul. It feels good, and it affirms the values of your alma mater. Stay in touch with your mentors and friends who have met at UVM. In this day of electronic social media, it's easy to stay connected. I hope that you and your friends will support each other as you head out into the world and struggle with the challenges you will inevitably face. Don't forget your professors. They can continue to serve as advisors and mentors long after you're gone from here. I can tell you they love an email, or a call, or a visit from a former student. We're here today to recognize academic achievement for most of you and an end to your time at UVM. But the learning never stops. Pay attention to the world around you. Cramming and pulling all-nighters may be over, at least for the time being, but in reality, you can't turn it off. So embrace it and nurture the lifetime of learning that's ahead of you. It will serve you well. Remember those who helped you reach this moment. Your families helped you get here and get you through your 4 years at UVM. They've been there for you and will continue to be there going forward. Don't forget to thank them as they share in your success. So to close, warm congratulations to the December graduates of 2012 and your supporting cast. Don't forget to keep dreaming and to follow your dreams. An interesting and exciting future awaits you. Congratulations and best wishes to you all.
Please welcome the President of the Student Government Association, Conor D. Daly, class of 2014.
Graduates, because you go first today. Ladies, gentlemen, friends, families, guests, welcome. My name is Conor Daly. I am the President of the Student Government Association here at UVM, which to the group sitting before me in robes largely means I send out almost as many emails as Gary Durr. But that also means that I am the elected governance leader of UVM's 10,000 undergraduate students. So on behalf of those 10,000 students, I'd like to welcome our visitors today to our beautiful campus. And I'd like to congratulate all the graduates. You rock. I am just one speaker today, and perhaps you will forget everything that I say. You should. This is your day. But it is a real honor for me and everybody here to have the opportunity to share that day with you just a little bit. When I spoke to the first-year class at Convocation in August, I told them that the years they would spend here would be defined by the memories they create here, but more importantly, by the people they meet and make those memories with. So as you listen today about your accomplishments, about your potential, your future, also take a moment to remember those people who you made memories with. You won't remember that Orgo exam, thank God. You won't remember that assignment in statistics or calculus. You won't remember the snowstorm UVM didn't cancel classes for. But you will remember the people who you took that exam with, who you went skiing with, or who you went to a hockey game with. You will remember the professor who listened, or the professor who didn't listen. You will remember the person who could help you in your homework, or who could make you laugh in class. But you will always remember the people who in just a short amount of time, 3 years or 3 weeks, could change your life and inspire you. So today, I not only celebrate you, I celebrate that inspiration. I believe that only at the University of Vermont can you have those people as invested in their love and their passion as they are in you. And that's what I think we need more of in the world today. People who are as dedicated to each other as they are to their inspiration. So as you think of your memories and the people in them, celebrate the fact that you now have the opportunity to be that inspiration. Congratulations.
Please welcome the President of the Graduate Student Senate, Kelly Swindlehurst, class of 2013.
On behalf of the Graduate Student Senate, welcome. To the graduates, congratulations on your monumentous achievement. To the family, friends, faculty, staff, and others who have made this journey possible for those graduating today, thank you for all that you have done and the sacrifices you have made to help students achieve their goals. Today is a significant day. Remember to enjoy the moment. Tomorrow, the work will begin anew, but today, take a few moments to pause and reflect. Relish in what you have accomplished. Enjoy the company of your family, friends, and colleagues. Walk across the green one last time. Look out over Lake Champlain, or have one last cup of coffee at Henderson's. Here at UVM, you have learned new and different ways of thinking. You have made new friends and colleagues, found new mentors. Now is your time to go out into the world, to experience all that it has to offer, and to use your skills, networks, and supports to make a difference. The poet Mary Oliver writes, "Tell me what it is you wish to do with your one wild and precious life." To that I add, figure out what it is that makes you truly happy, and then find a way to do it every day. In the coming weeks, months, and years, you will face challenges, opportunities, take risks, and achieve dreams. In those times, remember the people who have helped you get to where you are, and look for ways to pay it forward and give back to the communities in which you find yourself. Congratulations to all of the graduates, and good luck in the future.
Please welcome the President of the Staff Council, Catherine E. Simmons, Graduate College, class of 2008.
Good morning, graduates. As President of Staff Council, I am pleased and honored to address you on behalf of the more than 2,000 staff members who work at the University of Vermont. In our various roles, we have been with you throughout your academic journey, and we now join you in celebrating your success on this truly special occasion. We know how hard you've worked to reach this moment, and we applaud your efforts. The staff at UVM have also worked hard to provide you with the highest quality service and support in reaching your goals at UVM. The quality of the services we provide is every bit as important as the quality of the education you receive. And like you, we never stop learning. We take workshops and classes, attend conferences and lectures, and earn advanced degrees. Just last week, I attended a class offered by UVM Learning Services titled Exploring Traits of a Leader. Participants in the class included staff members from conference and events, custodial services, physical plant, career services, and staff representing several different academic units across campus. In discussing the traits of leadership, the trainer referred to Our Common Ground, the document of aspirations and shared values for the UVM community, which was endorsed by the University of Vermont Board of Trustees. Many of us have this document displayed in our workplaces. The values identified in Our Common Ground include respect, integrity, innovation, openness, justice, and responsibility. The trainer then divided the class into groups, and each group was assigned one of these values. We were asked to write down what we thought our assigned value meant. We were struck by how frequently the same words came up for the different values. For example, honesty is a trait of openness, as it is for integrity. In other words, these ethics are an integral part of who we are at UVM as we strive to embody the values and principles of our common ground. Before you leave UVM, take a few minutes to read our common ground, and then think about what it means for you as you take the next step in your life journey. And I have one other request, that you take these values with you when you leave here and apply them wherever you go. Just think what a better place the world would be if everyone practiced respect, integrity, innovation, openness, justice, and responsibility. Good luck and congratulations.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Penrose Jackson, class of 1970, board member of the University of Vermont Alumni Association.
Good morning. I have the pleasure on behalf of the UVM Alumni Association to offer my congratulations and the congratulations of the association to today's graduates. I suspect many of you are already feeling a little nostalgic, thinking about all you've experienced over these last few years at UVM and preparing to move on to the next chapter in your lives. Each of you will chart your own course in the years ahead, and we are all expecting great things of you. As you leave us now, I want to encourage you to please stay in touch. Continue the connections you formed here, the friendships you made, and the memories you have that other people so charmingly referred to, the traditions you've come to honor, and the many ties to an institution that I hope will remain very much a part of your life as you go through life and prosper and have families of your own. To that end, allow me to be the first, you are a first, to welcome you to the UVM Alumni Association. You now join an extended family of UVM alumni who are more than 100,000 people. You'll find us just about anywhere on the globe. Fellow UVM graduates are making a difference in fields as diverse as medicine, education, business, agriculture, journalism, engineering, environments. They're in schools and hospitals, we're in corporations and small businesses, and we're in nonprofits of every description. You will soon find that your Alumni Association is a rich and active organization that is here to help you stay connected to this very special place. And it also will help you stay connected to your classmates, your teammates, your faculty, and what I know will be your friends for life. There are many ways to stay involved. I encourage you to check out the UVM Alumni Association website and also to read the Vermont Quarterly magazine, which frankly is probably one of the best alumni magazines in the country. I also encourage you to partake and join in UVM chapters all over the country and gatherings for sports, for education, and just plain fun that happen all across the country each year. And I hope you'll come back to campus whenever you can, and especially for your reunion gatherings. Know, however, that the door is always open to you. On that subject, I want to bring special attention to a very exciting project here on campus that will transform how we as alumni reconnect with each other and with UVM. Plans are well underway for the creation of Alumni House at 61 Summit Street, a home that will welcome each of us as we return to campus in the years to come. The Board of the Alumni Association looks forward to sharing news of this historic project with you as it unfolds. In closing, we wish you every success in whatever you undertake. We know that you will have the help of the excellent education you received here. And on behalf of the more than 100,000 fellow UVM alumni, I offer congratulations and welcome each and every one of you to our UVM alumni faculty. I was going to quote the late Humphrey Bogart, who said, "I think this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship." I'm going to change that. I think this is the continuation of a beautiful friendship. Thank you and congratulations.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now my honor and privilege to introduce Professor of Political Science and President of the University of Vermont, E. Thomas Sullivan.
Thank you. Thank you. Good morning again. Congratulations to the graduates of the class of December 2012, and a special congratulations to their families who for so many years have supported this class. Congratulations. And welcome to our 210th commencement ceremony at the University of Vermont. This is a very talented class. Of our undergraduates, 22 of you have been elected into the Phi Beta Kappa chapter. A high percentage of you actively have furthered your education through professional experiences during your journey. Many of you have participated in an internship, a practicum, a research, or a capstone project experience. A number of you have chosen challenging thesis topics and took advanced, creative, and research projects to their fullest. These range from scientific studies to historical and literary topics. Some of you have focused on complex ethics and environmental questions. For all, the thesis is a serious accomplishment. As you move beyond graduation, we hope you will continue to aspire to new heights based on your success here at the University of Vermont. We should all consider what happens when independent-minded, well-educated, and highly motivated students like you seek to make a difference in the lives of people after you leave us today. You are part of an educational boom, nationally and globally. In a historic high, 30%, 3 out of 10 Americans hold a college degree today, according to our 2011 census. This is an increase in recent history. Since 1998, only 1/4 of Americans held a college degree. Still, many do not. 2/3 of our population in the United States do not have the privilege that you receive today. And yet, the United States is the 4th most educated nation in the world. So our access is greater, and our numbers of graduates are much larger than in other countries. Only about 7% of the global population holds a college degree. We know the public good is advanced by having a well-educated citizenry. We need to ensure that education is one of our highest priorities in our national policy. A privilege that you all share today. The world needs you. We need your vision. We need your creativity and your curiosity. We need your drive. And we need your skills that you have learned here at UVM, a well-regarded public ivy. There is also a private good return to you from your degree. College graduates live longer than high school graduates, and you tend to have much higher job satisfaction. On average, college graduates still earn twice as much as those without a college degree, and that sum today exceeds $1.2 million over the course of your working life. In fact, the return on your investment in this degree is greater than 15%. And for those who may keep track, That number is double the rate of the return in the United States stock market during the last 60 years. Education, it's a pretty good investment. Yesterday, today, and in the future. For all of us, and for each of you who graduate today. In spite of the dire and I think often misleading headlines about the rate of unemployment among college graduates during this economic downturn, all of the studies show that employment, job satisfaction, and job security for college graduates is far better. But with your talent, privilege, and the greater economic security that you will have going forward, there also come responsibilities. You are well poised to become effective problem solvers and collaborative, innovative leaders in this global society. As graduates of the University of Vermont, you have become excellent critical and independent thinkers with strong communication skills. In the course of your education here, you have developed a broad spectrum of career-building skills, not just knowledge, but the ability to assess and apply greater knowledge and innovations. Thus, with your degree, there are both private and public benefits that are obtained. And our communities, our state, our nation, and our global communities are all enhanced because of your education and your skills. We know regions and communities with high ratios of college graduates benefit from increased altruism in addition to community activism. There is more willingness to volunteer, to vote, to engage in your communities, and to understand the opinions of others. As you move into your careers, we ask, what contributions will you make to our society? We should also ask today, how will you give back? How will you benefit our communities that Dr. Chen talked about earlier? How will you lift up our societies to a better place? Contributing to our communities, caring for others, it takes hard work. It takes a deep commitment. And sometimes you have to have long plans to be successful. As David Foster Wallace observed in his commencement address to the Kenyon College class of 2005, quote, our default setting since birth is to believe that we are the absolute center of the universe, the realest, most vivid, and most important person in existence, end of quote. He argued that the really important kind of freedom that comes from this privilege of a great education involves attention, awareness, discipline, effort, and the ability to truly care about other people and to sacrifice for them over and over and over every day, end of quote. Some of your efforts may be local and yet have huge impact, given the example that you set. Many of you have already begun making important contributions to our community during your college time with us. Many of you have participated as first-year students in Service Trek, volunteering with groups like Habitat for Humanity and the State Park Crew in the week before classes and thereafter. On January 1, just in a couple of weeks, this university will become the nation's largest public university to ban the sale of bottled water, thanks to the dedication of our students. Because of your efforts, this university has now banned those bottles. And this university has refitted drinking fountains all across our campus with tall spigots for those refillable bottles. A wonderful editorial in the Boston Globe this week applauded this university and your activities for this environmental leadership in a very important area. It is marvelous what determination and dedicated individuals can achieve. I hope you will pursue even greater challenges after graduation and use your education from UVM to implement the changes that you want to see in your world. I want to share the impressive accomplishments of two of our exemplary graduates. Sasha Fisher is the co-founder of the nonprofit Sparks Micro Grants that helps African villages to develop projects to meet the needs of their community and then to donate even small sums to complete the project and to get the job done. Her group has founded over 24 projects in Rwanda and Uganda, for example. Microgrants helps to fund and sustain local schools, even at the minimum investment of $1,600 a school. Her organization is expanding, hiring new full-time employees, setting forth a sustainable model to empower impoverished communities in Africa. Brent Reeder, one of our Vermonters, after serving in Iraq as an Army combat medic, he returned to our university to study social work. And in 2010, in a conversation and briefing with Senator Bernie Sanders, he helped our community gain a $2.1 million grant for Vermont Veterans Outreach Programs. For his contribution to public service, he has received the prestigious National Truman Award. If there is any message from these examples that I can share with our class today and for all of us here, it is, don't underestimate what you all can attain for the betterment of society. Nearly 50 years ago, President John Kennedy, in his commencement address at American University in 1963, charged the graduates of that university with no less than, quote, achieving a more practicable and more attainable world peace, end of quote. He continued, quote, our problems are made by humans, and therefore they can be solved by humans. No problem, he went on to say, of human destiny is beyond our human beings or our abilities, end of quote. While President Kennedy's speech addressed the problems at that time of the Cold War and nuclear arms race, his words aptly apply to the human-made problems of today. The instability in global markets, environmental challenges, religious polarization, and our relationships with new emerging leadership in the Middle East and across the globe. In conclusion, let me say to our graduates, you have what it takes. Remember that with your talent, your education, and your privilege, and most importantly, your passion, You can solve the problems of what President Kennedy called the human destiny. How do you want to change the world? And let me close by saying what Kelly said so eloquently just a few minutes ago. It's a line to remember. From the great poet, as she said, Mary Oliver, quote, "Tell me what it is in your plan that you want to do with this one wild and precious life." Congratulations. Congratulations to a great class as you do well with your excellent education from the University of Vermont, with those talents and passions. Do good for our society too. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now my personal pleasure to introduce my colleague, Rachel K. Johnson, the Robert L. Bickford Jr. Green and Gold Professor of Nutrition and Medicine, who will deliver the commencement address.
Thank you, Professor Tisper. President Sullivan, Vice Chair of the Board of Trustees, Dr. Harry Chen, Provost Nodell, Deans, Vice Presidents, my fellow faculty members, and University of Vermont staff, it's an honor and privilege to address our graduates on their special commencement day. Graduates, you have every right to be proud of your accomplishments. You have a first-class education from a first-class university. All of you have made many sacrifices to complete the degrees you are receiving today. In addition to all your hard work and talent, many people contributed to your success. Would the graduates please stand and thank your parents, grandparents, spouses, partners, family, and friends who have helped you reach today's milestone. Let us also recognize the efforts, enthusiasm, and commitment of the UVM faculty and staff who contributed so much to your education and well-being. Would the UVM faculty and staff please stand and be recognized? Thank you. When I was an undergraduate student in the mid-'70s, I was inspired by my professors to pursue a career in higher education. Several of my professors were brilliant, articulate, independent, tough, but caring women. I vividly remember sitting in Dr. Ruth Pike's advanced nutrition class and saying to myself, I want to be like her. Ruth passed away last year at age 95. I think I've come full circle, though. Now it's my students who inspire me. To give you a picture why, I'd like to share my stories of two of today's graduates. Danielle Derose grew up in New Hampshire and began dancing when she was 3 years old. When she was in the 3rd grade and danced in the Nutcracker, Danielle knew she wanted to pursue a career in ballet. She left home at 16 to attend the Rock School for Dance Education in Philadelphia, after which she trained with the Boston Ballet and went on to apprentice with the Joffrey Ballet in Chicago. But things didn't go as Danielle hoped. At age 19, her doctors urged her to stop dancing due to health problems. But Danielle was not defeated. She had taken an online course in nutrition that sparked her interest in the field, and her mother wanted her close to home. What mother doesn't? Danielle knew UVM had an excellent nutrition program, so she applied and was accepted. A hallmark of many UVM graduates is their commitment to service. Danielle volunteers as a Girls on the Run coach, working with 3rd through 5th grade girls after school. While training them to run a 5K race, She helps them learn to deal with peer pressure and bullying and mentors these lucky girls to be joyful, healthy, and confident. Danielle regained her health and will spend next year retraining for auditions with the country's top ballet companies. Still, knowing ballet won't be her future forever, she's also considering graduate school in public health. Danielle's parents, 2 sisters, brother, grandmother, and close family friend are here today to celebrate her achievement. Another of today's graduates, Rob Mcgill, was raised by his father with help from his grandparents, his mother's younger sister, and his cousin after Rob's mother died when he was 6 years old. Rob said he came to UVM because when he visited campus, he thought UVM had a good feel, and it felt like he would fit in. Rob enrolled with the intention of majoring in computer science, but when he took a nutrition course as an elective from our renowned professor emeritus, Lyndon Carew, the class had a huge impact on Rob. He changed his major to nutrition. I was assigned to be Rob's advisor, and at the time I was the associate provost, and my office was in the executive offices at UVM, affectionately referred to as the wing. When Rob came for his first advising appointment, our conscientious staff member asked him if she could take his coat and if he would like coffee. Rob told me later he wondered, who the heck am I meeting with? Like Danielle, Rob also gives back in big ways. He worked as a volunteer with UVM Rescue for a summer, dedicating 20 or more hours per week. He volunteered at the hospital, transporting patients, and advanced to a paid position in which he serves as a point person for the nutrition needs of patients. Rob also volunteers at the Boys and Girls Club after-school program. I had the good fortune to have Rob, Danielle, and 3 other students as undergraduate teaching assistants in my large Fundamentals of Nutrition class this fall. Each TA was assigned 45 mostly first-year students, and one of their tasks is to help their students learn to study. Rob told me he loves to throw in life lessons along with course content, like helping a student athlete who was dealing with competing demands of her sport and academics learn to manage her time and stress, or encouraging students who aren't accustomed to the independence that comes with college life make wise choices. Rob told me he tries to be a role model to them as a responsible and professional person that he aspires to be. Rob also told me that he really knows how to have fun. He hikes, mountain bikes, snowboards, and plays basketball. But he also told me he never regrets the time he spends studying because he likes the good feelings he gets from academic success. Rob is never without a packet of 3x5 cards. He made 600 of these cards studying for his anatomy and physiology exams. Since Rob is graduating earlier than he originally planned, he decided on a bit of a whim he'd like to go to New Zealand for 6 months. But he needed a job to make that happen. So after some online research on New England Medical School faculty, Rob sent 40 very respectful emails, received 10 responses, had job interviews via Skype, and received 4 offers. Rob accepted 2 positions, a volunteer position assisting a professor with vitamin D research, and a paid position as a research assistant working on a project that is reformulating processed foods to make them healthier. Talk about resourcefulness. Rob will apply to medical school this spring and hopes to enroll in the fall of 2014. Rob's father, his father's longtime girlfriend, and Rob's girlfriend are here today to celebrate his graduation. You can see why our students inspire me. You are the future. And based on what I see every day at UVM, our future is in good and capable hands. I'm here with you today not only as a UVM faculty member, but also as a parent of a UVM graduate. When I told our son Ben I would be giving today's commencement address, he allowed that I may have learned a thing or two and might have something of value to share with you today. I'm enormously grateful for the opportunity I've had as a UVM parent. I witnessed the inspirational teaching and caring advising my son received. I also saw my son's life improved in many ways by the daily work of our dedicated UVM staff. And with our last name being so common, he was often happily anonymous. 5 years after Ben's UVM graduation, we are now the proud parents of a young Air Force officer who is in flight school in Columbus, Mississippi, training to be an Air Force pilot. As both a military wife and mother, I'd like to take this opportunity to recognize that 9 veterans are graduating today. Will our graduating veterans who are present please stand so we can thank you for your service? Well, I know I'm coming between you and your diplomas, so I'm going to conclude my remarks with my list of 10 points for successful graduates. I hope they are of some use to you as you aim to move ahead and lead decent and productive lives. Number 10, be grateful for how privileged you are. According to the U.S. Census Bureau, as President Sullivan said, only 30% of Americans over the age of 25 have earned a college degree. So become engaged. The well-being of our nation and world depends on you. Number 9, show up. You've heard that 90% of success in life is just showing up, so show up, then do your best. Number 8, knowledge is power. So know your stuff always. Don't wing it. There are no shortcuts to success. Number 7, whatever you want to do in life, do it. There is nothing worse than being my age and wishing you'd pursued a dream and didn't. If you want to join the Peace Corps, be an artist, own your own small business, or make a great scientific discovery, at least try to do it. If your parents want you to go to dental school and you have another idea, well, tell them to go to dental school. Once you decide what matters to you, work hard. I've had a Theodore Roosevelt quote that inspires me on the tackboard above my desk for years. He said, "Far and away, the best prize that life offers is the chance to work hard at work worth doing." Number 5, don't sell out your integrity. We all know people who do. They cheat on an exam, lie on their company expense reports, or cheat on their tax forms. They think nothing of it. But what they actually gain usually turns out to be small. No matter what the gain, it's just not worth it. Number 4, give back. To whom much is given, much is expected. So when you get to the top, remember to send the elevator back down and help others get to the top. Give your time or give financially to institutions and causes you care about. During the 4 years that your graduating class attended UVM, the university raised $22,229,411 for student scholarships from generous alumni and friends of UVM who give back. Number 3, as political humorist Stephen Colbert says, being pre-approved for a credit card does not mean you have to apply for it. Number 2, be happy. Happiness is a choice. As one of my favorite authors and humorists, Bill Bryson, wrote, "It's not that hard to be happy. You are bright, young, and good-looking, and you have your whole life ahead of you. In fact, you'll always have your whole life ahead of you. Being happy sure beats the alternative." Number 1, this is really important, so be sure you're listening. No matter where you are, what you're doing, or who you are with, call your parents every Sunday. As you join the proud ranks of UVM alums, I salute you. You are why the UVM faculty and staff do our jobs. We know that your future achievements will make the pride we feel today grow even more because we have taught you well. Keep in touch with us, do good work, and make a difference. Thank you.
Thank you, President Professor Johnson. President E. Thomas Sullivan and Provost and Senior Vice President Jane E. Nodell will now confer degrees, doctoral degrees, honoris causa. Our first candidate for the honorary degree is Carl H. Rydell.
I would like to invite Professor Emerita Jean Richardson to join me at the lectern to accept the degree on behalf of her late husband, Professor Rydell. Carl H. Rydell dedicated his life to environmental education and activism, and he fearlessly advocated for the protection of our natural wilderness throughout his long and distinguished academic and political career. His visionary leadership of the Environmental Studies program at the University of Vermont transformed our institutional identity and made the environment central to our mission. In addition to faithfully and passionately serving the University of Vermont for 28 years, Rydell served the state of Vermont in the House of Representatives and as the first chair of the Citizen Advisory Committee on the future of Lake Champlain. He also served national organizations as president of the American Forestry Association, vice president of the National Wildlife Federation, and director of the National Parks Association. UVM is proud to celebrate Carl Rydell's lasting contributions and extraordinary public service. By virtue of the authority vested in the President of the University of Vermont by the Board of Trustees, the university hereby confers upon Carl H. Rydell the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa, and admits him posthumously to all of its honors, rights, privileges, and obligations.
President Sullivan, our second candidate for the honorary degree is a woman who has the biggest, warmest, and most caring heart of any person I know, Teresa L. Tomasi.
Teresa L. Tomasi, you have devoted your life to helping the children of the world. You have adopted 27 children as a single mother and provided a loving, nurturing home to children in need across the country and around the globe. Over the course of your long career in public service, you tirelessly served the interests of children in the state of Vermont and the Burlington community. After graduating from the University of Vermont, you earned your degree in social work at Mcgill while working on adopting your first child. Your work not only supported crucial social and hospital services for over 4 decades, your efforts also improved the local systems for helping children in need, and they continue to have an impact. Your extraordinary generosity is an inspiration, and it is with honor and gratitude that we celebrate your accomplishments today. Teresa L. Tomasi, by virtue of the authority vested in the President of the University of Vermont by the Board of Trustees, the university hereby confers upon you the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa, and admits you to all of its honors, rights, privileges, and obligations.
Provost and Senior Vice President Jane E. Nodell will now present the 2012 Kreps Maurice Excellence in Teaching Awards.
The Krebs Maurice Award for Excellence in Teaching recognizes faculty in each of the academic ranks who have demonstrated excellence in classroom teaching, ability to motivate and challenge students, and the capacity to engage students in the pursuit of knowledge and understanding. The award is named for Robert H. and Ruth M. Kreps and Ruth's parents, Walter and Mary Maurice. Robert Krebs served as Registrar and Dean of Administration at UVM from 1946 to 1956. His wife, Ruth, graduated from UVM in 1938, and her father, Walter, graduated from UVM in 1909. All four of them were teachers. It is my honor to recognize our 2012 award recipients here today. Driver R. Houston, Professor of Engineering. Please join me. Professor Houston, during your 25 years at UVM, you have taught a remarkable range of courses and have played a vital role in both undergraduate and graduate education in the mechanical engineering program in the School of Engineering. As a consequence of your experience in fields as diverse as bioengineering, materials, smart structures, remote sensing, and robotics, you bring to the classroom a wealth of broad and detailed knowledge and experience. When queried on their favorite courses, mechanical engineering seniors are quick to rank your elective courses as one of their top, if not the best, experiences. Your outstanding skills in the classroom are perfectly complemented by your sharp knowledge of cutting-edge technology that you develop in your research program. Your lectures are comprehensive, clear, and seasoned with intriguing anecdotes and professional words of advice. Your lectures are well planned, but delivered so skillfully they seem to come straight off the top of your head. Your students are your priority. You are a devoted advisor and mentor to both undergraduates and graduate students, and helped many compete for graduate school, for scholarships and prizes, and help them establish exciting and rewarding careers. Your students describe you as brilliant, insightful, deductive, intuitive, relaxed, unique, kind, caring, clever, witty, and as a friend. It is an honor to recognize your outstanding contributions to the University of Vermont with the Krebs Maurice Award for Excellence in Teaching. Angela Patton, Senior Lecturer of English. Angela Patton, your classroom is one where students engage fiction and poetry with a perfectly calibrated depth of analytical rigor combined with smart and gentle encouragement. Your students clearly respect your sophisticated grasp of the complex and sometimes mysterious world of language and writers. They especially value your willingness to invite learners and writers of all abilities into this world. Your classes are focused, lucid, and purposeful, with each element in service of making your students better readers and writers. Your lectures are well organized and intellectually substantive, but also fun and even inspiring. You make sure that yours is not the only voice heard in the classroom. The level and quality of the participation you elicit from your students is remarkable. Most notably, you are able to establish an almost immediate, natural, and easy rapport with your students, transforming your classroom into a safe haven for creativity and growth. You are a positive but supportive critic and always inspire in your students a desire to produce their best work. In the words of one grateful student, quote, "I am a better writer, reader, student, and thinker because of how and what Angela Patton taught. It is an honor to recognize your outstanding contributions to the University of Vermont with the Kreps Maurice Award for Excellence in Teaching.
Provost Nodell will now announce the recipient of the F.T. Kidder Medal.
I will move to that in a moment, but I would like to take the chance to recognize Lisa Holmes, Associate Professor of Political Science, and Jeremy Seibold, Assistant Professor of Rehabilitation and Movement Science, who also received these awards, could not be here today. Please join me in recognizing these outstanding members of our faculty. Moving now to the F.T. Kidder Medal. This is one of 4 Outstanding Student Leader Awards given by the University of Vermont. Recipients have been nominated by fellow members of the campus community, including students, faculty, and staff, for their leadership, scholarship, and service to the university. The F.T. Kidder Medal is presented to the senior male student who best exemplifies the qualities of character, leadership, and scholarship. It gives me great pleasure to announce the recipient of the 2012 F.T. Kidder Medal, Tyler Wilkinson Ray. Tyler, please join me on stage. I will start telling you about him. Tyler is a global studies major and political science minor in the College of Arts and Sciences. And he has been one of the most active student leaders at UVM. He has served on the Student Government Association, was a student representative on the Board of Trustees, Educational Policy and Institutional Resources Committee. He has been treasurer of the Common Ground student-run farm, a member of Slow Food. He was a founding member of Local and Fair Foods. He taught a Students Teaching Students course in the environmental program, and he has been a children's ski instructor at Cochrane Ski Area all of his 4 years at UVM. He has said that through all of these experiences, quote, the first quality of leadership is in appreciating both perspectives. Tyler is also the recipient of the 2012 UVM Public Research and Civic Engagement Award, and he is the 2012 co-recipient of the Global Studies Community Activism and Engagement Award from the College of Arts and Sciences. In 2011, Tyler was named a Udall Scholar. This nationally competitive scholarship recognizes students who are outstanding leaders and who have demonstrated excellence in the classroom. It is the most prestigious undergraduate award available for students who are pursuing careers focused on environmental or Native American issues. Tyler is currently applying for a Fulbright scholarship. Following graduation, he will continue to work as a research assistant for anthropologist Dr. Teresa Maurice on our faculty, and continue to develop towards publication his research on refugee farmers. He is also co-founder of T-Bar Films, a social enterprise that is producing a documentary on community-based ski areas in the Northeast to be released in the fall of 2013, so we'll all look for that. And with hopes for a good winter, Tyler will continue to work with young children at Cochrane's ski area. Reflecting on his UVM experience, Tyler has said, quote, learn as much as you can, give as much as you can, sleep, eat, reflect. Do it again tomorrow. We wish him every success.
UVM President E. Thomas Sullivan will now confer degrees in course. Joining him will be Provost and Senior Vice President Jane E. Nodell. In addition, faculty with a child, grandchild, or spouse graduating today have been invited to present their family member with their diploma.
All right, candidates, look smart. This is the moment we have all been waiting for. We will now confer the degrees in course. The Dean of the Graduate College, Dr. Domenico Grasso, will present the candidates for the doctoral and master's degrees.
Thank you, Provost Nodell. The Doctor of Philosophy degree is the highest degree in all of academia and typically awarded after years of study and the successful completion and public defense of original, independent, and significant research. President Sullivan, I have the pleasure of presenting to you the candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, and I ask you to confer upon them the degree for which they are recommended. Students, please come forward. Degree candidates will be hooded by their dissertation advisor.
Candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy: Cheryl Lathrop Macora. Brian Joseph Roberts, Cell and Molecular Biology. Sarah Gillett, Clinical and Translational Science. Laurie Michelle Gellis, Educational Leadership and Policy Studies. Jose Eduardo Cotilla Sanchez, Electrical Engineering. Matthew D. Wells, Mathematical Sciences. Simta Renchatam Shakaran, Mechanical Engineering. And Jeanette L. DiCaro, Natural Resources. John Charles DeWitt, Neuroscience. Michael Roland Williams, Neuroscience. Monique A. McHenry, Plant Biology. Caitlin Stillings Morris, Plant and Soil Science. Tashani Nishantan, Plant and Soil Science. Candidates for the degree of Doctor of Education. Wait a second. Go ahead. Jill, wait 1 second.
The Doctor of Education is a practice-oriented degree awarded after years of study in the construction and application of knowledge and is the highest professional degree in the field of education. President Sullivan, I have the pleasure of presenting to you the candidates for the Doctor of Education degree, and I ask that you confer upon them the degree for which they are recommended. Students, please come forward. They already have. Degree candidates will be hooded by their dissertation advisor.
Monica McEnery, Educational Leadership and Policy Studies. Master of Arts in Teaching. Master.
The master's degree is granted to individuals who have undergone study demonstrating a mastery or high-order overview of a specific field of study or area of professional practice. President Sullivan, I have the pleasure of presenting to you the candidates for the master's degree, and I ask you to confer upon them the degree for which they are recommended. Students, please come forward. Dr. Cynthia Forehand, Associate Dean of the Graduate College, will hood each student.
Candidates for the degree of Master of Arts in Teaching, Caitlin R. Gates, Curriculum and Instruction. Thanks for the information. Stephen Robert Moore, Curriculum and Instruction. Andrew Charles Proughton, Curriculum and Instruction. Stephen Schlier, Curriculum and Instruction. Candidates for the degree of Master of Education, Brittany Obie, Curriculum and Instruction. Nissa Coppola, Curriculum and Instruction. Megan Elizabeth Maynard, Curriculum and Instruction. Carol Heo Raul, Curriculum and Instruction. Kayla Renee Toer, Curriculum and Instruction. Jadine Santos, Interdisciplinary. Keith Bouchard, Special Education. Caitlin Elizabeth Langelier, Special Education. Beth Ann Ritchie, Special Education. Candidates for the degree of Master of Public Administration, Gregory Allen Hansen. Luce Marie Roy Hillman, Public Administration. Elizabeth Lynn Hunt. Candidates for the degree of Master of Science, Matthew David Christensen, Biomedical Engineering. E. Gore, Civil and Environmental Engineering. Kirk Dubois Schrader Jones, Civil and Environmental Engineering. Chung Liu, Civil and Environmental Engineering. Stacy Lynn Moulton, Communication Sciences. Tiffany R. Russell, Communication Sciences. Florence Bico, Community Development and Applied Economics. Jacqueline Reeve LeBlanc, Community Development and Applied Economics. Ponima R. Shetty, Computer Science. Martha Gold, Counseling. Robert E. Schicker, Counseling. Catherine Bauer Tyler, Counseling. Alexandra Anna Yanikowski, Counseling. Catherine Gallo Vanderplug, Electrical Engineering. Mark Curtis Hayes Lamori, Electrical Engineering. Joseph Zhao, Electrical Engineering. Jeffrey R. Weber, Geology. Catherine Lee Biscoe, Historic Preservation. Lisa Claire Crompton, Historic Preservation. Lucy Catherine Hammer, Historic Preservation. Jenna Marie Lapachinsky, Historic Preservation. Rachel Jean Peterson, Historic Preservation. Robin Michelle Sedgwick, Historic Preservation. Julie Shank, Historic Preservation. Kyle Paul Sala, Mechanical Engineering. Ruth Hollister Howard III, Natural Resources. Joseph Boone, Nursing. Stacy Lynn Dupuy, Nursing. Congratulations. Courtney Ellis, Nursing. Ashley K. Garish, Nursing. Jessica Jeanette, Nursing. Carla Colasar, Nursing. Colleen Lenari, Nursing. Sarah Tarul, Nursing. Presenting the hood is Jill M. Tarul, Professor of Educational Leadership and Development Studies. Christina Charanjo, nursing. Mark Lewis Isselhart, plant biology. Stacy A. Jorgensen, plant biology. Honors College.
We will now present the candidates for the bachelor degree. The Dean of the Honors College, Dr. S. Abu Rizvi.
The Honors College offers an intensely focused, academically challenging environment for some of the university's most outstanding undergraduate students. Our students graduate with a bachelor's degree from their home college or school and the designation Honors College Scholar. President Sullivan, my fellow deans and I have the pleasure of presenting to you the candidates for the bachelor's degree and the designation Honors College Scholar. Students, please come forward.
Laura Ann Dillon, College of Arts and Sciences, Bachelor of Arts, Political Science, and English. Megan Hazel Kelly, College of Arts and Sciences, Bachelor of Arts, Political Sciences. Samuel T. Mitchell, College of Arts and Sciences, Bachelor of Arts, Spanish and History. Hannah Louise Schoenberg, College of Arts and Sciences, Bachelor of Science, Psychology. Presenting the diploma is Cheryl Ann Schoenberg, Research Associate of Education. Walter Chandler Stevens IV, College of Arts and Sciences, Bachelor of Science, Environmental Sciences. Bria Lee Yazik, College of Arts and Sciences, Bachelor of Arts, Linguistics. New College. Agriculture and Life Sciences. Agriculture and Life Sciences. New College.
Thank you, Dean Rizvi. The Dean of the College of Agriculture and Life Sciences, Dr. Thomas C. Vogelman.
President Sullivan, I have the pleasure of presenting to you the candidates for the Bachelor of Science degree in the College of Agriculture and Life Sciences, and I ask you to confer upon them the degree for which they are recommended. Students, please come forward.
Candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science, Jamie Michelle Alloy, Animal Science. Brittany Morgan Alvarado, Nutrition and Food Sciences. Jonathan Edward Barone, Community Entrepreneurship. David Bunsana, Community and International Development. Kelly Ann Byron, Community and International Development. Sarah LeMay Collathan, Dietetics, Nutrition and Food Science. Benjamin Lloyd Crosby, Community and International Development. Danielle Derose, Nutrition and Food Sciences. Evan Domenico Doubleday, Public Communication. Jared Scott Gagnon, Political Science. Kayan Goitha, Nutrition and Food Sciences. Alexander J. Haller, Public Communication. April Christine Hillman, Environmental Sciences. Evan McFarland Johnson, Animal Sciences. Danielle Lee Judson, Nutrition and Food Sciences. Amanda Marion Cava, Environmental Sciences. Congratulations. Madeline Eaton Kinsley, Dietetics, Nutrition, and Food Science. Sarah Michelle Nishak, Sustainable Landscape, Horticulture. Amber Liljahome, Sustainable Landscape, Horticulture. Christopher Carpenter Marsh, Dietetics, Nutrition and Food Sciences. Hey, Robin, congratulations. Good. Robin D. Mcgill, Nutrition and Food Sciences. Daniel Robert Mawick, Community Entrepreneurship. Kathleen Florence Reynolds, Nutrition and Food Sciences. Megan Marie Reum, Nutrition and Food Sciences. Rachel Morgan Rogoff, Animal Science. Emily Starr Schwartz, Animal Sciences. Erin Elizabeth McElhaney Smith and Owen, Community Environmental Studies. Hi, Owen. Wait a minute. Owen drops up. That's okay. We'll get it later. Tessra Eleanor Shepard Strand, Biochemistry, also receiving a Bachelor of Science in Neuroscience in the College of Arts and Sciences. Congratulations. Brent Theodore Summers, Public Communication. Martha Steingard Waterman, Environmental Studies.
Thank you, Dean Vogelman. The Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences, Dr. Antonio Cepeda Benito.
President Sullivan, I have the pleasure of presenting to you the candidates for the Bachelor's of Arts degree and Bachelor's of Science degree in the College of Arts and Sciences, and I ask you to confer upon them the degree for which they are recommended. The students, please come forward.
Candidates for the degree Bachelor of Arts: Allison Nicole Ashley, English. Stephanie N. Aubert, Global Studies. Andrea Margaret Bacchus, Studio Art. Brennan Ball, History. Ryan M. Burrill, Anthropology, History. Brian James Bartis, History. Daniel Eben Bishop, Classical Civilization. Alexander Hoyt Blossom, English. Roger L. Bombardier, Jr. Alex Bonson, Religion. Chelsea Ray Bothan, Anthropology. Jacob Paul Brennan, English. Bava wait a minute, let me start again, okay? Ready? Bava Tarini Jane Carr, Anthropology. Emma Catherine Cook, Environmental Studies. Sarah E. Kuhn, Geology. Clara Louise Cox, French. Daniel Matthews Deegan, English. Danielle Dennis, Sociology. Morgan Elizabeth Dent, Political Science. Dwayne Vincent Dove, Psychology, Sociology. Madison E. Essler, Environmental Studies. Jeroen Mcgill Colmes. Okay, start again. Jeroen Mcgill Colmes Fabricant, Global Studies. Emily Kathleen Ferguson, Anthropology. Colin Michael Flynn, English. Anna Altieri Glabish, Environmental Studies. Alexandra Curry Gordon, Studio Art. Rachel May Grew, Communication Sciences. Courtney E. Hall, Studio Art in English. Joshua Hegarty, English Philosophy. Kyle Matthew Herron, Political Science. Christopher J. Hauk, Environmental Studies. Jasmine Aurora Hughes, English History. Julie Ann Kent, Jr., History. Philip Edward Kobisky, History. Diane LaBerge, English History. Tamika J. Lindsay, Sociology. Jonathan Martin Lyndhurst, English. George Billingsley Loftus, English. Jenna Rose Lorenzini, Global Studies. Magelsdorf. Emily Christine Magelsdorf, Environmental Studies. Sarah Mayo, Film and Television Studies. Craig Lyle McGann, Sociology and Religion. Martha Helen McBean, Environmental Studies. Lindsay E. McCary, Political Science. Svetlana Miheva, in Economics, Russian. Andrew G. Minorowitz, History. Kaylin Moriarty, Studio Art. Aaron Storm Moskowitz, Psychology. Christopher James Murphy, Political Science and History. Luke Newman, Economics. William D. Northrup, Political Science. Christine Campbell Ogden, Psychology. Cameron Alexander Ingpen, Asian Studies. Eva Okrent, Studio Art. Grant A. O'Lear, Environmental Studies. Ian Alistair Oliver, Film and Television Studies. Mariah Jane Brannon, Sociology. Nancy Patricia Koch, Sociology. Sarah Elizabeth Keller, Sociology. Benjamin Hawkins Olson, Environmental Studies. Emma Paradis, Environmental Studies. Ashley Renee Payne, History. Robert Elliott Peacock, History. Eric C. Peterson II, Biology. Olivia Barbara Peterson, Political Science. Emily Victoria Poquette, Japanese. Matthew Ross Pursley, Biology. Samuel Mulholland Rudd, English. Angela Marie Rowerson. Matthew O. Rosenthal, History. Miriam Christine Rothschild, Communication Sciences. Regina M. Satoth, Latin. Ashley Rose Sager, Psychology. Dana Eve Solodov, Psychology and Environmental Studies. Miguel Sanchez Jr., Economics. Elliot Ambra Sangara, Political Science. Alex Travis Saylor, Political Science. Edward Hogan Sennett, Environmental Studies. Sydney M. Sharp, Global Studies. Max Shefty Jacobs, Studio Art. David Aaron Shepard, History. Jennifer Joyce Signorella, Studio Art. Frank Joseph Smecker, English. Alyssa Juliet Sorrentino, English. Charles Thomas Suchins, Geography. Asher Folsom Sullivan, Studio Art. Maria Trapnell, European Studies. Okay. William Saylor Trowbridge, Film and Television Studies. Alema Taralich, Anthropology. Beautiful name. Samuel James Uberti, Psychology. Catherine Marie Vetter, Psychology and Studio Art. Jeremiah Lucas Vogelman, Anthropology. Courtney Alexandra Vono, Biology. Laura Walsh Rogalski, Mathematics. Karen Hapuk E. Wheeler, Music. Tyler Wilkinson Ray, Global Studies. Connor John Wingerter, English. Ashley Teresa Wolf, History. Carol Roseanne Yablonsky, Biology. Shannon Alexander Megan Yandow, Studio Art. Sydney Leah Zeff, Studio Art. Euphemia Zagonis, English. Thank you. Candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science, Roy Albert Anderson, Adalbert Anderson, Physics. Elizabeth Rose Jackson, Zoology. Alan S. McCarthy, Environmental Sciences. Benjamin Mendez, Chemistry. Robert Scott Pedersen, Environmental Sciences. Matthew Patrick Ray, Zoology. Paige Alyssa Ruiz, Psychology. Elisa Cargis Turley, Neurosciences. Next theme, Business Administration.
Thank you, Dean Cepeda Benito. The Dean of the School of Business Administration, Dr. Sanjay Sharma.
President Sullivan, I have the pleasure of presenting to you the candidates for the Bachelor of Science in Business Administration degree in the School of Business Administration, and I ask you to confer upon them the degree for which they are recommended. Students, please come forward.
Candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Business Administration. Abigail Catherine Beck, Business Administration. Matthew Beatty. Zachary Samuel Cohen. Christopher D. Coppin. Jonathan Charles Gross. Nicholas W. Fraser. Brittany V. Horowitz. Adil I'm going to forget the middle one. Adil Ligkova. I tried. David Earl Quinn Lieberman. Cameron Moniz. Business Administration, and also receiving a Bachelor of Arts in Economics from the College of Arts and Sciences. Ryan Joseph Soma.
Thank you, Dean Sharma. The Dean of the College of Education and Social Services, Dr. Fenice S. Miller.
President Sullivan, I have the pleasure of presenting to you the candidates for the Bachelor of Science, Bachelor of Science in Education, Bachelor of Science in Art Education, and Bachelor of Science in Music Education degrees in the College of Education and Social Services. And I ask you to confer upon them the degree for which they are recommended. Students, please come forward.
Candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science. Ashley Elizabeth Sullivan, Early Childhood Preschool. Elizabeth C. Clavel, Early Childhood Special Education. Kelsey Raylin Kuvaya, Human Development and Family Studies. Julia Shotwell, Human Development and Family Studies. Abigail Marie Hutchinson, Social Work. Frederick Nicholas Nauman, Biological Science. Candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Music Education. Holly Beth Mugford, Music Education. Candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Education. Patrick Joseph Kafferke, Elementary Education K through 6. Lara E. Dirtst, Elementary Education K through 6. Emily Leah Fuller, Elementary Education K through 6. Johanna Catherine Hippa, Elementary Education, also receiving her Bachelor of Arts in Sociology from the College of Arts and Sciences. Sarah Marie Lake, Elementary Education. Catherine Margaret Lucas, Elementary Education. Sarah Lynn Parquette. Nicole Wood Uslin, elementary education. Danielle Emma Folia, individually designed major. Laura Catherine Frangipani, secondary education, social science. Anthony C. Lania, secondary education, social science. Anna Catherine Nell, secondary education, math. Kelsey Lynn Wilkinson and Jalen, secondary education, English.
Thank you, Dean Miller. Representing Dean Bernard Cole for the College of Engineering and Mathematical Sciences is Dr. Jason Bates, Director of the School of Engineering and Professor of Medicine.
President Sullivan, I have the pleasure of presenting to you the candidates for the Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering, Bachelor of Science in Environmental Engineering, Bachelor of Science in Electrical Engineering, Bachelor of Science in Engineering Management, Bachelor of Science in Mechanical Engineering, Bachelor of Science in Mathematics, Bachelor of Science in Mathematics majoring in Statistics, and Bachelor of Science in Computer Science degrees in the College of Engineering and Mathematical Sciences, and I ask you to confer upon them the degree for which they are recommended. Students, please come forward.
Candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering: Genevieve Ellen Anthony, Michael P. Gifford, Claire Ellen Musser, candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Environmental Engineering: Danielle Francis Silva, candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Electrical Engineering: Mohammed El Bashir Methwali, candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Mechanical Engineering: Vincent R. Bassett, Stephen Paul Kadig, candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Engineering Management: Andrew C. Mayo Smith, candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Mathematics: Derek Ray Isaacs, Troy Bernard Norman, candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Mathematics majoring in Statistics: Anton Oisipov, candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Computer Science: Christoph Grishammer, Computer Science,
Thank you, Dr. Bates. The Dean of the Rubenstein School of Environment and Natural Resources, Dr. John D. Erickson.
President Sullivan, I have the pleasure of presenting to you the candidates for the Bachelor of Science degree in the Rubenstein School of Environment and Natural Resources, and I ask you to confer upon them the degree for which they are recommended. Students, please come forward.
Candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science: Ashley Elizabeth Anderson, Environmental Sciences, Edwin Bauman, Wildlife and Fisheries Biology. Caitlin Elizabeth Bushoff, Environmental Sciences. Julie Ellen Coffey, Environmental Sciences. Matthew Paul Durfee, Parks and Recreation and Tourism. Emmanuel Louis Eichholtz, Wildlife and Fisheries Biology. Joshua A. Ether, Forestry. Molly Eileen Fitzsimmons, Environmental Studies. Rebecca Simone Gordon, Environmental Studies. Patrick Thomas Gorman, Wildlife and Fisheries Biology. Adrienne Beatrice Hedberg, Environmental Studies. Catherine E. Helterline, Natural Resources. Jeremy Francois Holtze, Parks, Recreation and Tourism. Eleanor Krause, Environmental Studies, also receiving a Bachelor of Arts in Political Sciences from the College of Arts and Sciences. Ryan E. Lavoie, Forestry. Joshua Lloyd Leonard, Wildlife and Fisheries Biology. Samuel J. Schlepphorst, Environmental Studies. Andrew W. Shore, Environmental Sciences. Joseph E. Smith III, Parks, Recreation and Tourism. John Ethan Tapper, Forestry. Wart Vargas, Wildlife and Fisheries Biology.
Thank you, Dean Erickson. The Dean of the College of Nursing and Health Sciences, Dr. Patricia A. Prelock.
President Sullivan, I have the pleasure of presenting to you the candidates for the Bachelor of Science degree in the College of Nursing and Health Sciences, and I ask you to confer upon them the degree for which they are recommended. Students, please come forward.
Candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science: Laura Marie Antonelli, Athletic Training Education. Monique Joanne Cardillo, Medical Laboratory Sciences. Emily Aileen Cook, Communication Sciences and Disorders. Kelly Marie Lacalade, Alternative Track, Vermont RN. Dominique La Liberté, Medical Laboratory Sciences. Rachel Victoria Wieland, Communication Sciences and Disorders.
Thank you, Dean Prelock. President Sullivan, here before you are the degree candidates. Students, please rise.
Graduates, Through your successful efforts as certified by the recommendation of your deans, you have met the requirements of your respective schools and colleges and thus deserve to receive this hallmark from the University of Vermont. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the University of Vermont, I admit you to the degrees for which you have been recommended. In recognition of your new, well-earned academic status, please remove your tassels on your mortarboard from the right to the left side. Congratulations to all of you.
Graduates, please be seated. Please welcome again Janie Nodell, Professor of Economics and Provost and Senior Vice President, who will give the closing reflection.
Thank you very much. I would like to tell you in these moments, closing moments, about a recent experience I had that had a big impact on me. And as you will see, it picks up on a theme that you have heard throughout this ceremony. It was last month, right before the national election, and I was distributing political literature in my Old North End neighborhood for some local candidates. It was one of the few cold days that we've had so far this winter. In this neighborhood, the housing is largely rental housing, and much of it is in pretty bad shape. Even though it is not very good housing, much of it is still not very affordable to the people who live in it, who have very limited incomes. At one of the apartments I visited as I was distributing my literature, a woman came to the door who looked to be in fairly bad health. She had lost most of her teeth and she had trouble walking. We started talking about where she would go to vote and about some of her biggest concerns, being able to make ends meet on a limited budget, being able to stay in her apartment, being able to keep her apartment warm all winter and still keep up with everything else. As I headed off to the next door, she stopped me and pointed to the thin gloves I was wearing. She asked me, "Your hands must be cold. Do you need warmer gloves? Because someone gave me a few extra pairs, and so I feel I need to help someone else who needs help." I was truly inspired by her spirit of caring about another person, someone who probably has the value of the dentistry in her mouth is about what she makes in a year. And it was a reminder to me that no matter how elevated or humble our position in life, we are here to be of service to others. And so my hope for you, fine, newly minted graduates of the University of Vermont, of whom we are so proud, is that you will keep in mind that you are part of something larger than yourselves. You are part of a larger human community, and there is always an opportunity to rise above your individual concerns, problems, and plans, as important as they are, and to be of service to others. Thank you, and congratulations.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand and welcome Holly Beth Mugford, class of 2013, who will lead us in the singing of our alma mater, Universitas Veritas Montis.
Shores of Lake Champlain comes a mighty swelling chorus, whose echo will remain. Vermont, 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 our university.
In a moment, the University Marshal will close this commencement ceremony. But before we disperse, I have a few announcements. Please follow the platform party allow the platform party and faculty to pass before joining in as we exit this multi-purpose facility. We would like to invite everyone to join us for a reception in the Davis Center. The College of Arts and Sciences and the Rubenstein School of the Environment and Natural Resource graduates and their guests will gather in the Olin Atrium on the first floor. All other graduates and guests will gather in the Grand Maple Ballroom on the fourth floor. Our event staff at the Davis Center will be there to assist you. Shuttle buses are waiting just outside this facility to transport guests and graduates to the Davis Center or Given or Jeffords parking lots. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, University Marshal and President of our Faculty Senate, Professor Julie L. Roberts.
Thank you. Congratulations to our accomplished students, and thank you all for sharing in this celebration today. I officially declare these proceedings adjourned. Thank you for coming.